Hey everyone, welcome to this video. We just wanted to take time to highlight one of our sodium bentonite membranes and highlight some of the benefits of it, simplify it for you if you've never heard about sodium bentonite membranes. It's a membrane that we've used since the inception of Atoll UK. And so I'm sat here with David Rees, the Managing Director for Atoll UK, and then I'm Rees Thomas and I lead the digital marketing. So, David, what is a sodium bentonite membrane, like in simplified terms?
Bentonite is a swellable clay that's been around for some time. It was discovered in Wyoming in United States by the Native Americans, and they used it as a soap for washing their hides down. The cowboys used it as a grease on their axles, and it's named after Fort Benton, which was a little bit like the Klondike back in the day. We use it today as a waterproofing medium due to its massive swelling capability. What we do then is contain it between geotextiles, needle punch it so it's contained. So when we use it in construction to waterproof a building, along with reinforced concrete under compression from the backfill, then becomes an effective barrier against ingress of water.
Cool. So regarding, you just mentioned on construction sites then, where would you be likely to see it in regarding structural waterproofing on a building site?
Okay, yeah, so we generally use sodium bentonite carpet, is what people call it, on new builds. We would always use it with reinforced concrete, then with the type concrete or with a type C, an internal cavity drain system. But generally, across the board, we use sodium bentonite on new buildings. And most of the buildings that we get involved with are like commercial new build. So yes, we wouldn't use it on masonry walls. You wouldn't use it on an existing basement because you wouldn't have access to the back of the wall. So yes, it's reinforced concrete new structures.
Cool. So, I mean, Bentonite 5.3 and Bentonite 5 can both be pre or post applied, can't they? So there's two kind of type applications. So how does that work? So
with sodium bentonite is by far the most robust form of waterproofing. It's a real sort of durable, rugged material. The other benefit of it is that it's really simple to apply, so the lapping details are good. But when it comes to, you would roll it out as you would a piece of carpet underneath a slab, 100 ml laps, very simple, corner details nice and simple. But when we come then to waterproof the walls, we've got two options with sodium bentonite. We can either pre-apply it or post-apply it. If we were to pre-apply it, we can attach it to the inside of the outside shutter. The formworker will put his steel in place, put his front shutter up, pour his concrete. When he strikes the shutter, the carpet will be attached to the back of the wall. Equally, we can pour the concrete and then post-apply it with sodium bentonite. Because it's got self-healing properties, you can nail through it, and any water that then tries to trap the fixing will activate the bentonite and form the seal. So therefore, we can post-apply it. So sodium bentonite is the only form of waterproofing that you can nail through. So it flies in the face of conventional waterproofing and other types of pre-applied membranes. So we've got that option there, or cast in situ membranes rather than pre-applied. So there's certain instances like contig piles, secant piles, or if you waterproof in steel sheet piles, then sodium bentonite is by far the best option.
So you say that's because it's a robust swelling membrane that is also easier to install. So regarding like the production of it, obviously at Atoll we've just invested in some new machinery for our warehouse. What's the difference for Atoll now for this coming year with that investment?
Well, we've just got more control over over stock levels of what we got. The sodium bentonite is supplied to will now the production of it, or the final production of it, i.e. the cutting of it into manageable roll sizes and into various roll sizes, is now in Tredegar in South Wales as opposed to in Germany, and but we'll still be sort of selling it back into Europe, from Tredegar now.
Wow, it's exciting news.
Yeah.
So you mentioned briefly about the system, but what system does it fit into regarding type A, B, and C, and what do we usually see that combined with?
Well, we would. It's a type A system, right? External tanking, so which is essential really as far as we're concerned with how to waterproof a structure, because using a type A external tanking system not just prevents the ingress of water into the structure, but it protects the structure itself, the steel, the concrete, from any attack from anything else that may be in the ground. Sodium bentonite is a very good barrier against aggressive nasties in the soil. It's used in the landfill industry, and there's nothing more aggressive in the soil than leachate. So, sodium bentonite is the go-to product in landfill because of its robustness and how it contains aggressive liquids like leachate. So, yeah.
Great. So how long has sodium bentonite membranes been used as a waterproof membrane in the British market?
Well, in the British market, it's been around since the 1980s. But prior to that, I mean, it was used in America. And in America, before it was contained between geotextiles, they'd use cardboard as the carrier, but it didn't really lend itself very well to sort of wetter climes like ours. And then the between in the 90s. Waterproofing membrane that's been around. I mean, there's lots of other sort of variations of cast in situ membranes, but cast in situ membranes are the future of waterproofing, because they don't allow water to track if by chance there is a defect. So yeah, they've been around a very long time. They're trusted. Some of the largest waterproofing jobs across Britain are all wrapped up in sodium bentonite, and have all been very successful. So yes, it's since the 1980s, so it's very well established, and and well known to the industry.
Amazing. So with Atol UK, we obviously say that we're only interested in the most robust solutions, but also high innovation. Obviously, both our partners are innovative partners and market leading in that regards. So sodium bentonite membranes, I guess, would be considered like traditional waterproofing material, but I know you're very consistent in regarding it as still like a highly innovative and like robust solution. So how do you answer that regarding, obviously we're interested in innovation, but we still trust this as one of the best robust solutions you can utilize in waterproofing?
Well, look, there's no doubt about it. There's some really great innovative products coming into the industry, particularly utilizing cement-based products and the elastomeric ones. But why would you change something that's not broke, that served us so well? Sodium bentonite, is easy for anybody to install, and the secret to a successful waterproofing installation is, all right, the design needs to be good, and you need a product that's robust enough and robust enough to work effectively. But the key is to get is for give the installer something that's not complicated, and sodium bentonite does that. The other thing with sodium bentonite as well is not weather dependent, so there's no primer involved, right? If, for want of a better phrase, it's pissing down with rain, then sodium bentonite can still be installed. Right. If it's 5 degrees in falling, sodium bentonite can still be installed. So from on a commercial site, which is the sort of the sites that we get involved with, is that this is really important to the large contractors to keep them on their time schedule, their tight time schedules that they've got. So again, that's probably why it's favoured by the larger contractors.
Amazing, great. So I
So
guess
with the question you asked me earlier on,
yes,
about the ancillary products with sodium bentonite.
yeah,
So yes, with sodium bentonite, ancillary products are required for termination into DPC level. Tie bolt holes still need to be filled if it's being post or even pre-applied. Water bar in all construction joints. Yes, I mean, it generally needs to be using a combined system. So we'll either use a type B or a type C system with it. But yeah, and it does need ancillary systems.
yeah,
Which
for sure.
we've got, and our competitors will have in the range as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the major benefits is just how much kind of area you can cover in a short space of time with the product, with the installation of it, isn't it? Because of the way you can roll it out and then apply it.
Well, again, yeah, you're right. In there, and I failed to mention that, is that another joy and advantage of sodium bentonite is that vast areas of it can be laid in very little time. Yes, so there's no other membrane that you could roll out and apply like sodium bentonite, which again is to the advantage of to the ground worker, the form worker, and even to the main contractor. Because on tight schedules, they want to get that membrane in. The window's small, get the membrane in, get the steel in, pour the concrete, get the site moving.
Brilliant. I think that about wraps up our video on sodium bentonite membranes. This will form part of our Attal Academy videos. We're keen to implement as much of our knowledge across the UK market as possible because we acknowledge that waterproofing is quite a niche sector of the construction industry, but it is one that the guidelines suggest that you should have specialists involved with. And so we've got a wealth of knowledge from David Rees and Ian Price in particular that we're happy to share with architects, engineers and ground workers to ensure that waterproofing is done correctly and efficiently in the UK market. So thank you for joining us today, and we'll hopefully see you again soon.
Bye.